Welcome to the Public Speaking Experts Podcast with Elliot K. and Jose UCAR. Every week we bring the tips, tools, and strategies for you to become a world-class public speaker. We bring you guests, experts, and authorities in the field of public speaking to enrich you and enhance your public speaking journey. Remember to subscribe, rate, and comment. And now, please welcome your hosts, Elliot and Jose.
Yeah. Pow. Wow. It's the public speaking expert. Wow. It's the public speaking expert podcast. Are you blowing our podcast?
Wow. Chihuahua. It's the public speaking expert. Wow. Yeah.
What?
Wow.
That is like a serious.
Boo.
Wow. Pow. It's that time where we have a chicka wow wow. And you and me, share how to become a better public speaker. Wow.
Okay,
See, this is why I'm not a lyricist or a rapper.
Here's my turn.
Go on.
Yeah. So, wow. Welcome to the Public Speaking Experts Podcast. Ciao. And here, like bacalao, we're going to bring you the tips and everything else that you need to become a super public speaker. Wow.
That was good. I'm impressed. I take my metaphoric hat off for you and I throw it aside in disgust. So it's Public Speaking Expert Podcast. Let's do this. And today we're talking about how to accelerate your speaking journey. I mean, I'm very excited about this. What we're going to do today is we're going to give you a Viagra for your speaking. We're going to give you the speed to accelerate. We're going to give you the pedal that takes your speaking to the next level. We are going to help you go strong, go forward, go like a force, like a train with no insane in the membrane. We are going to do it. We're going to do it like it's hot right here, right now.
People, please don't become addicted to some of the things Elliot mentioned. Do become addicted to taking action. That's what I would say. And shiki wow.
Because only from action do you get a reaction that allows you to become and leave with satisfaction.
All right, so today we're going back to the rapping days. I like this.
Are
it.
we? Well, it's
so
not
as
planned.
Elliot K continues with the rap, and Jose needs to go to mass because at that moment, well, why do you need to interrupt? Yeah, exactly. Why do you need to interrupt my rapping? I mean, I was in flow.
Oh, you were rapping. That's what you were
rapping.
doing. Oh, okay.
Why do you have to?
Sorry, I thought you were just talking. I didn't realize you're rapping. Sorry, I'll be quiet now.
No, that's because you weren't paying attention. What? I'm not gonna rap now. Just give me a word. Give me a word, and I'll take it. I'll take it on and I'll rap it through.
Okay, a word. Here we go. Bruno.
My name is Jose, and I'm not Bruno. Don't you talk about Bruno because it make you feel pruno. That is not a word. I just made it up. But in order for this to rhyme, we're gonna take a while for finally the words come out in a way that a public speaking can shine.
I would have added.
No, public speaking expert can shine. A public speaker can shine.
I would have added something like Bruno is not numero uno.
Well, now it's easy for you to actually get. I mean,
it's very easy. Yeah. It's very easy.
Bruno is not numero uno. It's numero
so I'm
dos.
so glad we're talking about how to accelerate your speaking versus how to accelerate your rapping, because we're not very good at rapping.
No, hopefully we're better at accelerating your speaking.
Oh, for sure. It's not very hard to be much better than us when it comes to rapping.
I don't know. My rapping is pretty good.
Is it?
According to whom?
I think that
my mom loves me. She says, "Oh, Jose, you're so good."
But you do know she has to say that.
What else, mate? Yes, crack on. Let's just help people accelerate.
I want to, but you keep going on about your mom and you want me to give you a word and you want to rap. Like, maybe we should do an episode how rapping can help your speaking career.
or how not to rap while you're podcasting. That could be another
Exactly. I
one.
think
Or
that's a
how
good one.
to rap as a rapper instead
Yes. Who would do that exactly?
of a rambler.
We'd have to bring a rapper
can,
to do
yeah,
that.
we bring a rapper. I know some rappers.
Do you?
We've had rappers
Rappers?
on the Clubhouse show. Yes, we've had
Who?
people rapping. I don't remember their names right now. I'm not gonna drop any names right here, right now. But
Oh.
we've had some
He's like,
rappers,
yeah, I
and
know Eminem, Dr. Dre,
they would come like
Snoop
Joe,
Doggy
Elliot K, and
Dog.
Jose taking it away. Another day on Clubhouse. This time it's on Riverside to take their notion of public speaking away to the next side, to the other side, to the dark side. Peter, where are you? I'm on Riverside, mate.
There you go. So
Elliot, let's get it started, please.
I'm trying.
Time
you know,
is precious, okay?
that's what
You're
my
right.
wife says to me. Come on, Elliot, let's get it started. I'm like, I'm
Exactly.
trying.
I'm trying. You've already finished.
You said you never tell anybody about that. Anyway, let's talk about this. So, what do you think are one of the things that slow speakers down? Why don't a lot of speakers actually have a natural fast path towards being successful world-class speakers?
Well, first of all, the fast one, I don't think there is like the fast way of doing it, but definitely there is a better way of getting there. And I would say building a brand is the first thing that I would like to highlight for people interested in accelerating their business.
So they don't have a brand.
Or they don't have a strong enough brand, or they don't invest enough in their brand. That would be one of them, which is key. Are we going to touch on one by one, or how are we going to run this?
You can carry on, and I'll jump in with something important to say.
Well, the first one I would say, as I've already mentioned, brand.
You missed
brand
it.
and brand.
It's funny.
Just in case you
really
missed
funny.
it. Because what did I miss?
I said, you said, did a show we doing this? I said, you keep going, and I'll jump in with something important to say. But you missed it. It's funny.
Yeah, I did miss it. I don't want to talk anymore.
Promise? Promises can't be broken.
No, well, I didn't promise.
Okay.
So people,
they don't have a brand.
Of the key elements. Yes, not having a brand. Not being consistent in terms of the content you put out there. Okay. Not having structure when it comes to your speaker toolkit. And when I say structure, not having a plan is what I mean here. Not having all of those resources in place is going to slow down your progress. And procrastination seems to be a big one. Many speakers tend to procrastinate and then say, yeah, I'm going to do it next time. I'm not doing next time. And then they don't get the resources ready. They don't put content out there waiting for things to be great. And they don't invest in their brand. Those would be three things at this point, Elliot.
Yeah, I think also a lot of people, part of the reason they don't progress is they're very much in love with the idea of speaking, but they're not a speaker. I think the other thing that gets in the way is the lack of speaker identity. So who are you as a speaker? What kind of speaker are you? Right. And I think the other thing that really kind of gets in the way of people is having a good story is not enough. Right. How many times have we heard, I've got a great story, I should really speak, or I speak a lot and I share my story, but it doesn't seem to, I don't seem to go anywhere with it. Like, I'm not getting the big bookings, I'm not getting the paid speaking bookings. And I think to understand that, that's not enough. You mentioned consistency, I think, is another one. And, a big one, by the way, is people do not treat speaking strategically, and they completely underestimate what goes into being a speaker, right? Completely underestimate it. And as a result of that, they get burnt out, or they give up, or they just don't get the results they want from it because they're not treating it as you would treat learning to drive a car, or something that needs the training, needs the understanding, needs that continuous path. Obviously we learn to drive a car and then that's it. But like many things, it's that kind of never-ending journey towards something that we're aiming for, but we may never achieve, but we aim for it, right? And I know definitely on Clubhouse we had loads of conversation about perfection. What is perfection? Does it exist? Is it a good thing to be a perfectionist? But I think that's a big thing about that.
Yeah.
So, Jose,
I've got another one here, which we have mentioned before a lot. Well, actually, two things. One is people come, as Elliot said, with the story. I've got a great story. I've got this. I've got that. And our question to them usually is, what's in it for the audience? That's great that you've got something that's fantastic. You think it is fantastic, but what's in it for the audience? What is the takeaway? What are they going to start doing differently because of you speaking? How are you going to elevate them, impact their lives, and so on? And when it comes to getting booked at a corporate level, for instance, then what is the problem your speaking is solving? Because that's what they're going to pay you on. And very likely, they're going to ask you, what kind of return on investment can we expect from you coming and delivering a keynote? So you see, there is much more than just having a story. And then this is when having a book can be helpful, having frameworks and many more things. So in the end, people learn, people get to apply, and then long term, they can see change that hopefully will translate into revenue or impacting the bottom line of that business positively.
I like that. So, what are some of the things we can do? We'll come back to that after we do a little commercial break.
Commercial break, yay.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah, people, you're listening to the Public Speaking Experts podcast. Let me just put my shades on. Yes, I'm feeling full today. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for being part of our incredible audience. Remember to like, subscribe, rate, and comment. And every time you comment, we will put you on a waiting list because we have a book launch coming up mid-July. Yes, Elliot K and Jose UCAR are launching a book together. Also, if you want to invite Elliot or myself to speak at your next event or conference, please do let us know. We can speak together, we can speak separately, we can arrive to the place together and then do different shows, whatever. It can be hybrid, it can be virtual, it can be in person. We can also help you speak in your greatness. So do reach out and keep on listening to the Public Speaking Experts podcast. Just so you know, I'm wearing the shades because this was a present from my darling wife. So she surprised me yesterday and she said, look, I want you to look cool, darling. Apparently, I'm not very cool
It's
in her
true.
eyes.
She's right.
So there we go.
Always
So I
listen
got,
to your wife. You're not very cool.
I do. I do.
You're not.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
I'm not.
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 Oh my God. I was thinking about that today. Like how long ago that whole not came out. And because I was doing something on TikTok and I thought, I put like a funny video on there and I wanted to put, it's like a satire video about what wouldn't be nice if coaching or mentoring was like this. And then I was like, this is coaching and speaking, mentoring, not. And I thought, oh my God, like that would just show my age if I
That's been at
actually put
least,
that.
I don't know, 20 something years maybe?
I don't know. It's definitely
Nah.
older than you. That's for sure. And
Thanks.
you're like
Yeah,
50.
definitely. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, 55.
So there we are. So what can people do to accelerate the speaking journey?
Yes, I'm going to speak about market positioning. So,
Ooh,
how do you want to be
sexy.
perceived? Yes, very sexy indeed. How do you want to be perceived? So, when you're putting yourself out there, people see you. What do you want them to think about when they see you? And then I will link it to the problem. So, be clear on the problem you're solving and then
Mhm.
start creating content around that problem so people can identify with those solutions that you offer as a speaker. The more you do this, I also invite you to develop a plan of putting yourself out there because there's different channels. It's not just about posting. There are some other avenues that you could explore as well, such as PR, maybe even some paid advertisement. There's loads of different things that you can do, but definitely invest in your brand. I think it is the most important thing you can do. But then to invest in your brand, you need to develop your content as well. So it kind of all goes together. And at the end, this is what's going to help you demand higher fees. Not just the fact that people are going to perceive you at the level you want to be perceived, but then to be perceived as such, you will need all of the resources, the assets, the knowledge, the content to back it up. That's what I would say. Yeah, boom, boom, bam, bam.
Hmm. I like what you're saying. I think it's interesting what you're saying. I
Yeah,
take what you're saying
thanks.
and I raise you. No kidding. I just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's like a bit of poking
yeah,
at.
yeah, sure. So are you rapping
Sure.
again, mate?
No, definitely not rapping.
Please
Hell,
don't.
not rapping. So just wanted to add to that. I think what's look, a big part of speaking is marketing. So Jose already alluded to that. Your speaker toolkit will speak volumes about you. I think there's one place where you cannot shortcut, and if you do want to accelerate your speaking, it's in your marketing and your speaker toolkit. So your show reel, your one pager, your testimonials, your website, all of those bits and bobs are absolutely essential for to accelerate. The other thing, of course, is investing in world-class training, right? That is going to accelerate it. Becoming that incredible storyteller, becoming that keynote speaker, becoming that signature talk person that delivers something incredible, immense value, that you become irreplaceable, that you're not competing on price. And it's interesting because I was talking to one of my clients and she's talking about one of the times she got booked and she got paid when all the other speakers didn't get paid. And her simple response was this. She went, um, she said, no, they said, we don't pay our speakers. And she said, you're going to pay me because I'm not like any other speaker you're going to book. And they kind of went, what? She said, yep, what I bring to the table is so unique, so different that you want to pay me if you want me at your event. Behold, they paid her. And not only that, they thanked her afterwards for that. So, when you're able to not only position yourself, but also back yourself up with results and everything else, that is what will help you do that. So this apparently is
You're
Jose's.
backing it up. You're backing it
You're
up,
backing it
baby.
up.
Yeah,
Okay, got
exactly.
it.
So
And
the body language.
and this is something to take from Will Smith, and that isn't slapping people, by the way.
How many times has Elliot mentioned Will Smith on this podcast? I think at least
This
10.
podcast, none.
On Not on this episode, the podcast, the
Ah,
Public Speaking Experts
maybe two or
podcast. That's
three
okay.
times.
No, I think like 10. It's okay.
No, but he's a very inspirational
No,
person. Forget
he is.
his
He's a great
slapping
guy.
part. It's funny because I was thinking about this today. I was thinking, who I'm kind of really inspired by and influenced by. And, and it's really interesting because if I look at the top three right now, it's Kevin Hart, Will Smith, and Terry Crews. And they all have incredible stories. And I found that quite interesting that that's right now who I'm really, turning to be have been inspired over the last even 12 months. So anyway, what I was going to say about Will Smith before I was rudely interrupted by you was that he worked harder than his competition, right? And he did things that his competition wouldn't do, even if his competition were hardworking. So he talks about, for example, the cruise walk and how long Tom Cruise would spend meeting literally each. So Will Smith would better that. I'm not saying you should go to this extreme, but Will Smith, for example, stopped having Christmas dinners because then he had to spend less time losing weight after the holidays. So my point is if you want to accelerate this journey, you've got to do things that other people aren't doing, and you've got to do it in a way that helps and supports this growth of that journey. Now, of course, there's loads of faults and stuff with kind of going too far with this, but you've got to be more giraffe. You've got to stand out. You've got to do things differently in a way that enhances your credibility, speeds things up in a healthy way. Therefore, you become the go-to authority speaker expert in your space. And that's how, ladies and gentlemen, you accelerate your journey to being a speaker.
Boom. Powerful. Love that, Elliot K. And definitely, well, we could even speak today about Jim Carrey, for instance, and all of the different things. I mean, these great people that I think that what they all had in common
Another
was,
controversial figure.
yes, was that ambition. Ambition for making it happen, to reaching their goal, to achieving their excellence, and nothing was going to stop them. So here's my question to you. What is your ambition? What is that? I like to call it healthy ambition because, in the end, it's good to stay healthy as well. And therefore, you can, live longer and achieve some of those goals in a way that is congruent and being ecological and all. But yes, what is your ambition and what are you willing to sacrifice? Love sacrifice here. If we speak about marketing as well, what are you willing to sacrifice for that to happen in order to achieve that thing? Because that will definitely help you accelerate. Yes, you look for coaches, you look for people, for role models, because they will help you in a way to fast track that success. But then what is at the end of it for you? Or what's for you in the process? What's going to keep you motivated? Because speaking itself isn't. What is the higher thing that's going to wake you up in the morning and just going to, you know what? It is Sunday. Oh, it is Monday. It is Christmas. It is New Year's Eve. I remember New Year's Eve before the whole pandemic started, and I woke up at 2 in the morning, something like that, and I just went, look, I need to finish this book. I've got a plan. This is something I want to learn right before the year finishes. I'm going to incorporate it into my speaking, everything else, and that's what I would do. And every time I wake up, I rather go and do something than actually going back to bed, because I've got my ambition. Elliot has got an ambition. He's non-stop. Will Smith, Jim Carrey. I mean, people that are achieving great things, they have an ambition and they have worked really hard to get to that point. Call it smart, call it whatever, but they've invested time and they've been working on that consistently. They've been rejected. So be mindful of all of these elements if you want to accelerate your speaking business. And of course, speak, get ready for feedback, get ready for failure, be consistent, go and make it happen. Over to you, Elliot K. She bangs. You bang.
And don't only